Welcome, everyone, to another Horror Corner. Hello, everyone. My name is JPOOL, and tonight I am joined by my lovely co host, LC.
Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Very, very soon. Yes. Tonight we are going to be talking about and reviewing the film Gremlins. And my co host, of course, her background is Gremlins.
We are partying. We are getting into the crazy holiday spirit.
Yes, and so apparently it's Phoebe Cates in the background. She's just trying to survive.
She is, yeah. I think anybody who's ever worked in a bar has had a night like that. Maybe not quite like that, but similar. You can feel her stress. It's happening.
Oh, I've had friends that are bartenders that had to deal with like rowdy, people in the bar and they've had to throw them out. One of my friends, she's like really short,
Hmm.
and one time I was gonna help her because these two guys were like, they're about to start a fight and they were getting rowdy. They were too drunk, and I actually was about to help her out. And she came out from behind the bar and she grabbed the guys and practically threw them out. I'm looking at her going,
Nice.
"Oh,
Yeah,
you're
that's
very
bar training.
small and short, but you're like, holy crap."
Mm, that's bar training right there.
Yes, yes, it is. So tonight we are talking about Joe Dante's classic Gremlins. This is from 1984. So spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen it, shame on you.
Yes, I
Just
mean
shame.
this film is a Christmas classic, and yes, it is a Christmas film, just like Die Hard is a Christmas film. You can fight me on that on X or Instagram or Facebook, but I will literally die by it. Fall on my sword. Fall off Nakatomi Building by saying that it is a Christmas film.
No backing down on that.
Oh yeah, definitely no backing down whatsoever. This film is a Warner Brothers and Amblin Entertainment film. Speaking of Warner Brothers, did you hear the news about Netflix and Warner Brothers?
I did not. I'm going
Yeah,
to hear it right now.
yeah. Just
Breaking news.
breaking news. During this recording, actually, earlier today, they just announced that the Netflix has officially purchased Warner Brothers for it was $82.7 billion.
Wow.
So they own. Well, it hasn't gone through. It'll go through like next year completely, through all the legality stuff. But they'll own HBO and everything that Warner Brothers basically has touched.
So is it the catalog or is it like the entire Time Warner, all of that?
It's basically most of the Warner Brothers, their back catalog, everything, like Harry Potter, everything from DC, like comic movies, all the way up
Wow.
to to even the Gremlin series.
I am looking at it online right now. That's crazy. 72 billion. Yeah, I had that pocket change. I could have pulled this off.
Yeah, you had that, a little
Small change.
over $80 billion, just to throw
Hmm.
down.
It's funny because I actually I watched this on Max last night to rewatch the movie because it wasn't on Gremlins on Netflix when I went to take a peek.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean now it's basically HBO, a Netflix, property.
Right.
It'll be
More
weird.
streaming packages, more streaming packages.
Well, a lot of people are kind
Con-
of like worried that Netflix and Disney are monopolizing the entertainment industry. But
it's
yeah, getting away from that really quickly to so we can go back to Gremlins. This film, it's a classic. It's one of those films that if you haven't seen it, you heard about it. If you don't know who Gizmo is, but you've seen something that's similar to Gizmo, that's because Furbies got sued because they look too much like Gremlins.
right. I remember that.
They sound too much like Gremlins too.
We've talked on this pod before about, those Christmases of past where there were, parents trying to grab the Cabbage Patch or, whatever the hot toy of the year was. And Furby, we've talked about that being one of the hot toys. But I distinctly remember Gizmo as a stuffed animal being one of those toys one Christmas year. Everybody trying to grab those off the shelves as well for the 80s babies out there.
Oh yeah, when he was fluffy, he was soft.
So cute.
He's so cute, and also people were like, he looks like a fluffy version of Yoda.
That's true. It's adorable.
Yoda from Star Wars, not Star Trek.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Feel the hate.
Reference from past episode.
Mm-hmm. Learn more about how Elsie does not know about any sci-fi.
You'll have to find it. I'm not gonna tell you which episode it is. You're gonna have to listen to it.
Go listen to them all.
We're on the 9th or 10th podcast, so you're gonna have to find out.
That's my Easter egg.
Yes. So this film is written by Chris Columbus. It stars Zach Galligan, Phoebe Cates, Hoyt Axton, Polly Holliday, and Francis Lee McCain. And the film really starts off sort of in Chinatown, and Hoyt Axton plays a character named Rand Peltzer, and he's a salesman. Basically, he goes different places and tries to sell his wares, his inventions, or other people's inventions, and tries to make a buck out of it. He'll haggle as much as he can to sell them, and we see him go into this little Chinese shop. This young boy leads him in there, and this little boy's grandfather runs it, sort of like an antique shop. And he tries to sell him his, was it Bathroom Buddy?
The Bathroom Buddy.
The Bathroom Buddy, yeah. It's this big cube full of different things.
Swiss Army.
Yeah, Swiss Army thing. It has a toothbrush. It has toothpaste. But the funny thing is, Rand's inventions don't really work. No, he needs a little more time in the testing area of making sure these things work and that they stay working. There's a scene here where he's trying to show the guy who his name is Mr. Wing. He runs the shop, and shows him the toothpaste, and it just explodes all over him. Yeah, Mr. Wing's not very impressed with his little
man
inventions.
of little emotions.
Yeah,
He's
little
very
emotions.
Stoic.
It's like, is he blind in one eye? He might be. I don't know.
He's cool looking.
He's cool looking. He looks like your typical Asian grandfather, maybe martial arts master. Who knows? I don't know. Let's stereotype here.
He's giving Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, like that Fu Manchu beard and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we have Rand hears a sound coming in from the other room, and he goes and investigates, and he discovers a creature in a box, and he asks, "Is it for sale?" And Mr. Wing goes, "No, Mogwai not for sale," because you would say that needs much responsibility, much responsibility. With great power comes much responsibility.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In this case, Mogwai, you need to really understand the rules to even have a Mogwai. And
I love a movie with rules.
Yeah.
Is this number 3 that we're covering, where we've got a unique set of rules we've got to follow?
It could be. I mean, there's always rules in this sense of owning any creature that most humans haven't seen for a very long time. They don't give much of a backstory to Mogwai either. Mogwai are these fuzzy little creatures that, like I said, they look like a fuzzy version of Yoda, just smaller. Like a baby, basically like baby Yoda.
Yeah, pint-sized Yoda.
Pint-sized Yoda. It's so cute, and he has this cute little voice that it's just
That's when you were saying he hears something in a box. Don't worry, folks. It's not Howie Mandel in the box.
It's not.
Which is one of my favorite. I was talking to my son about this movie last night, and I had to remind my son who Howie Mandel is. But also our voice of our sweet little Mogwai is Howie Mandel.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch America's Got Talent, he is still a judge on there. So
yeah, he's always done those fun voices. He did Bobby's World, a
Yeah,
cartoon back
basically
in
the
the
same
90s.
voice.
Hmm.
Basically the same. If you
Yeah.
listen to Bobby, you're like, that sounds so much like Gizmo. Like if
Mm,
Gizmo could speak clear English, like that because it is.
yeah.
Oh yes, Bobby's World.
Throwback.
I was a wee lad when they came out.
Hmm. You know what I actually learned about you? You mentioned the noise too. I learned in researching before this record that the song isn't Howie Mandel though. The song that Gizmo sings, our little Mogwai sings, that Rand first hears in this shop, is actually the young daughter of the individual that I believe wrote the score for the movie. So it's you've got one voice throughout, but a little fun fact that it's actually a little girl, a little 13-year-old girl, I believe, that's doing the singing of the Mugwai,
Yeah,
which is
and
enchanting.
the music was done by Jerry Goldsmith, the award-winning Jerry Goldsmith.
Goldsmith.
uh,
What else has Jerry Goldsmith done?
let's see. He's done quite a few things. He has, let's see, 6 Grammy Awards, 5 Primetime Emmy Awards, 9 Golden Globe Awards, and 4 BAFTA Awards. So, he
What you're saying
scored
is he's
everything.
done the damn thing.
Yes, he scored everything from like the Rambo franchise, Logan's Run, Planet of the Apes, Tora, Patton, um, Chinatown, The Omen, Alien,
The
Poltergeist, The Secret of
Omen.
Nim, Medicine Man, Gremlins,
Secret of
Hoosiers,
Nim.
Total Recall, Basic Instinct, Air Force One, L.A. Confidential, Mulan, Rudy, The Mummy,
Wow.
the Lost
So
World, Jurassic Park. I mean, he's all over the place. But
if it wasn't John Williams in the 80s, it was Jerry Goldsmith, is what you're saying.
yes, yes, he's up there in my like top 10 favorite like composers.
Mhm.
So, so the grandson basically does this whole back alley deal with
Oh,
Rand and his grandfather because his grandfather's adamant not to sell him whatsoever. But the grandson's
he
like, we
might have
need,
been onto something.
yeah, yeah, well, he knows. You know, the elders know they're not crazy, but the grandson doesn't believe him. He thinks like a crazy grandfather. Our shop is losing money. We need the money. Here, stay here. I'll be right back with the Mogwai. Just give me the money. So Rand basically gives him the $200 that originally was offering. Because at that time, 1984, $200 is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, for inflation, compared to
Mm.
today. I would have to look exactly what it would be today, but at the time, $200 was pretty good. And considering that Rand's business is not doing so well, he still has $200 to give away. uh,
Yeah, I kind of wondered about that with all of his quirky inventions, how I mean they had a pretty decent house and seemed like a not terrible gig going on. I just looked it up for you. Would be around $600.
hmm. So
So
yeah,
triple that. It's a nice
yeah,
little paycheck for a little
yeah.
fuzzy creature.
Hopefully they have good house insurance,
Yeah.
because later on things will happen.
Mm. He can
So
fix it.
yeah, he can fix it. Yeah, with his one of his inventions that hopefully won't blow up the whole neighborhood. Uh, so the next thing we basically see his hometown of Kingston Falls, and we see his son Billy, played by Zach Galligan, in here. Uh, he's late for work because his car won't start. There's snow everywhere. His car is covered in snow. Um, if you've ever lived in a snowy area, then you know better to leave a vehicle with snow on the top.
Yeah, it's a drag.
No, it's
What
literally
have you what have you cleaned your windshield with? What's the most unique thing you've ever scraped a windshield with?
because I don't have a vehicle myself, but I have helped
Mm,
friends like in the winter clean off theirs, like up in Flagstaff and stuff.
mm,
Let's see. Basically tearing off a piece of cardboard and going
okay.
across with it. It's not unusual, but I'm not going to use my hand because
No, definitely
but
done CDs, cassettes, and credit cards.
oh wow.
Mm,
No,
no
but
8 tracks.
Yeah,
I'm not that old.
if you ever lived in a snow area, you should know better not to leave snow on the top because it can turn into sort of a block of ice, and if it breaks off while you're driving, because I've seen people like I know when a person is a tourist up north in during the
Hmm.
winter, because for one thing, a lot of times it's they don't bring chains with them when it's super
Yeah.
snowy, and another thing you see that they leave the snow on the top. Yeah, people that live in those areas know better. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Billy, no, even if you got your car started, you still don't have the snow off your vehicle. But yeah, it won't start, and his neighbor comes over, played by the very famous Dick Miller, very popular character actor. We'll see him later. He's his neighbor. He's this I was a crotchety old man, but he doesn't like foreign made things. Thinks that it
Yeah.
needs to all be American made, American muscle, American everything because it will last longer. All these foreign
He's,
stuff just break down too easily.
yeah. He's living in the past a little bit too. You can tell he talks about comic strips, and he's recalling, old comic strips of the past, and
Yeah, like they don't exist
definitely an old
anymore.
school guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
old school guy.
he's like, when are you gonna be done with that comic, Billy? Like I can't wait to see you next to these comic strips. And Billy looks at him, going like, those they don't make those anymore. But
Nice kid,
yeah,
man.
nice
Billy's such a
kid.
nice guy.
He's trying his best. He's taking care of his family. He's working for the bank. He's late actually for his job at the bank, so he basically has to run there. And he takes his dog with him, which is interesting because his mom is home. Did she not watch
It's
the
true.
dog?
No. Well,
I
you can
mean,
tell he's done this before. He's got a system.
he's got a system, but like I know everybody at his job, including his coworker, played by Phoebe Cates. Her name is Kate. Her last name is
Helpful.
Cates, and she plays Kate.
Mm.
Uh, she knows, that he brings a dog to work and ties him up below the desk. Most banks won't allow you to do that whatsoever. Too much
No,
of
I
a
don't think I've
risk.
seen
Um,
that.
and if your dog's not well trained, they'll start barking at random strangers. So it's like, yeah, definitely, unless it's like a therapy dog, which at the time they didn't have such things.
Yeah, no. This was a time where you still chained your dog up outside and
Yeah, change. Well, like I said, I mean, his mom was home, so I'm like,
hmm.
his mom didn't have like another job. She's basically stay-at-home mom. I'm like, why couldn't she watch him? Okay, well, I guess he's taking
Not
her.
today.
Not today. We get this interesting scene where this woman that is despised throughout the whole town
Yeah, she
just come.
sucks.
Oh, she sucks to the point where you want her dead.
Yeah, she's
You want
Wicked Witch level.
she's so wicked that she's like what was it? Christmas Carol. What is
Oh yeah, Scrooge.
Scrooge? Yeah, she's basically a female Scrooge.
Mm.
Even people coming up to her going like, I'm unable to, get my, paycheck. Can I have like, some money or something else like that, ahead of time?
On the
And just like,
rent. Yeah.
and basically calling people deadbeats because they can't, make their bills, and they're like, but I'm still working.
Yeah, little kids
I
to
need to eat.
deadbeats. And she's got the most. Now here's where I'm going to give it to Goldsmith. She has the best soundtrack. When she walks into the
Yes.
room, it's just this like awful like wah, 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 wah. Oh yeah, Miss Deagle. Yeah, she's fun.
Miss Deagle is one of those characters where, like I said, you see her and you see her character, and you're like, yeah, if I lived in that town, I probably would work with a bunch of people and make her disappear because
Hmm.
she is like, I would say she's evil. She's just a bad person.
She's
she
and your little dog too. She
she
is
she
a wicked witch.
she would run. She basically bypasses this whole line of people at the bank because she believes that she owns this whole town. The funny thing is, like, she has a nice house, but it's not like it's nowhere near like Scrooge level rich. It's a nice, 2-story, house, but it's nowhere near you would think like she would be acting that way. She doesn't live in a mansion.
She's just entitled.
Yeah, she's super super entitled woman, which makes you wonder like the person she was married to like was going like, yeah, I'm gonna leave this earth because I don't want to be right now.
There's another origin story that would be interesting.
Well, quick spoilers because we'll get into it. She does bite the bullet in the movie, but the way she does it is actually hysterical. So if you see as she zooms up, she goes past all these these pictures, and framed and everything. And I suspect one of them with a light on, it was her her husband or her widow. And as she's going past, she hits the picture so that the frame slightly goes off balance, but the man in the picture, his eyes are shifted the direction she's going, and he has that look on his face like she's gonna get what she's gonna get it. I'm glad I'm not here to see it, but like it's kind of a little comedy bit in there. The picture doesn't
look for it. I've never noticed it.
Yeah, it's actually a really funny scene. You're going to like, I see what you did there. Yeah, he wasn't probably happy in life with her.
Right. Who would be? Her
But it's
Bavarian snowman.
Exactly. We'll get to what happens to her a little later. I just wanted to throw that in because how many people just hated her, even the people that were closest to her just did not like her. And so something happens in the bank with her and the dog because apparently Billy's dog did something to her snowman, her Christmas decoration, and she wants to put that dog down. And she describes how she wants to put it down in the most like brutal fashion. Like you're going to like, fuck this bitch. I'm sorry, and I will literally swear on that part because I'm like, if you're talking about my pet that way in front of me, saying what you'll do to my pet, like, shit's gonna go down.
It's just proof that dogs know. Dogs always know. They can sense who the bad person is.
Yes.
Yeah. A sweet little puppy's not messing with anybody else in the bank, just her.
Just her. I'm surprised no one else is messing with her and TP'd her house. Anyway, so Billy almost loses his job because of the whole situation. He goes to his local bar, basically, figuring out basically what to do with his life. Yes, that bar. The bar behind you. The one with the Coors beer. And we find out that Phoebe Cates' character, Kate, also works at the bar. She needs the money. And we get this interesting like interaction with Billy and his friend, who basically his friend is very successful. He's like in his early 20s. He's already the vice president of the bank, and he's basically set up for life.
Yeah, he's the opposite of Fast Times at Ridgemont High in this, but still in love with Phoebe Cates.
Exactly. But no, he's an interesting character. He's trying to like woo her and everything. Billy's friend. Kate has really doesn't have eye for him whatsoever.
Yeah.
She more looks at Billy more as more than a friend. It seems like. And so
they're cute together.
They're really cute together. And we get scenes in here where he walks her home and everything. So it's they're a cute young couple. So a little later, Billy gets home, and then Rand gets home finally, and we see that Rand has a gift for him, an early Christmas gift. Says you need to open it now. We can't wait till Christmas. He's like,
leave it till Christmas.
Yeah, they'll leave it. Definitely don't leave it to Christmas. Like, we forgot to feed it. Oh no! But in this case, they might actually survive. So he's like, is it a puppy? And no, it's not a puppy, but it is a living creature. And it opens the box, and out pops this cute little mogwai that everybody yeah, everybody in 1984 probably just fell in love immediately with.
Hmm. For sure.
Such a
I,
cute
I
little.
definitely recall. I won. There's a few movies that I can remember, even more recent ones, Earth to Echo. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, but just
Yes.
these movies where they have some character, sure it's Baby Yoda and The Mandalorian, but where you just, that is just the cutest, sweetest little thing. You instantly want one. Gizmo was that for a solid 3, 4 years. I mean, he owned pop culture when
Oh
this
yeah.
movie came out.
Just his image in general, even his uh basically you just outline him and people will know it's either Yoda or it's Gizmo.
So cute.
It's so cute. Yeah. But yeah, so we get the introduction to Gizmo, or at the time he called him Mogwai, but Rand gives him actually the name Gizmo since he sells a bunch of funny little gizmos.
Junk.
And yeah, and
Good thing he didn't
Gizmos.
name him Junk.
Oh no, yes, that would be horrible. Well, I mean, he doesn't think any of this stuff is junk, even though
No.
yeah. Um, we get a scene actually earlier where when Billy gets home, his mom is cooking. It's like need to make some eggs, and he goes over to one of his dad's little inventions. I don't even know if he invented that. He might have. And it's
Hmm.
this egg cracker with a little chicken head. It comes down and it's full. You fill it with eggs. The egg comes down and it cracks the egg and pops it. It looks very clever. Problem is, doesn't always
Doesn't
work.
work.
Yeah, I think the
No.
release. I could probably fix that. The release part of it would slip out instead of just letting one at a time release, and all the eggs would just come right down the little slot. Otherwise, that thing would work. But so the mother basically says, oh man, they always work like the first 1 or 2 weeks, and then they don't. And
Mm.
she realizes that they are in need of money.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the mom in this movie so much. Her
Oh no,
character is great.
Frances Lee McCain. I'll say something a little later about her. She has a badass scene.
She is a badass.
Yes.
She gives us what we always want in a horror movie where you're like, just do this. And the character never does it. And usually the character dies or gets hurt. She
Yeah.
doesn't play that.
No, she does a more badass scene in here than what in Child's Play. What's her name? The actress in Child's Play. Her name was on the tip of my tongue, and I said it, and then I'm like, no, I forgot it. But no, the scene coming up we'll talk about is pretty badass. Um, I have to look it up, otherwise I will be.
Catherine Hicks?
Yeah, Catherine Hicks from Seventh Heaven. Yeah, in my opinion, the scene that Frances Lee McCain does is more badass because she actually takes on
Yeah.
Gremlins in here. So
And she does good.
yeah. So the Rand basically tells Billy, there are things you have to know about Mogwai. There are rules you have to follow. It's one of them is don't expose to sunlight or any bright lights. In fact, when he introduces them, he turns the bright light off in the room, so just the fireplace is going. Don't expose them to water or even give them
Mhm.
water, and whatever you do, don't feed them after midnight.
Yeah. Which time zone?
Exactly.
Whichever one you're in.
Whichever one you're in, just don't feed them. It doesn't really matter if it's
Mm.
in China or if it's in LA or if it's
Mm.
in all the way in Florida. Just if it's midnight wherever you are, just don't feed them after midnight.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it doesn't follow timelines.
No. No.
But yeah, so we also get introduced a little later to actually a character, Pete, played by Corey Feldman, a young Corey Feldman,
Yeah. He's
a
such a
kid.
baby in this.
Such a
Mhm.
baby. He's also such a klutz.
Yeah.
Part of this is his fault.
Yeah. Yeah. It's usually Corey's fault, isn't it?
One of the Corys, mainly Feldman.
Right.
um, but yeah, uh basically, Billy is really interested in what a Mogwai is. You know, they're very smart. Like
Hmm.
he is sitting in front of his keyboard, and all of a sudden, you know, Gizmo starts singing to him. So he plays little notes on his keyboard, and Gizmo basically repeats it back in this really beautiful like harmony with the
Hmm.
keyboard. And then he actually misses a key on the keyboard, and Gizmo corrects him.
Hmm.
Basically, like, no, it's not that one. It's this one. It's it's A sharp. It's not this.
Hmm.
It was really clever. It was like, oh, okay, well, this thing is not like a dog or a cat. This is more like a sentient being that actually understands,
Hmm.
music and English and other things, and can repeat
Has
back.
emotions.
Has emotions. It's not like anything he's ever encountered. So he decides to take it um, to a teacher of his, a science teacher at school. Um, I feel bad for the science teacher actually. He just
Yeah.
wanted to. He just wanted to, study it. He wasn't going to hurt
Hmm.
it.
Yeah. You just wanted to give it a Snickers bar.
Yes. But before that, Pete accidentally spills water. I think was it from a paint glass?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically,
Hmm.
and
Paintbrush
paintbrush
water.
glass, and it gets all over Gizmo, and these funny, fuzzy little balls pop in a very horrifying, like practical effect. Remember that
Hmm.
back
It's so
then,
cool.
there wasn't much in the way of CGI, if anything. So everything had to be done practically, and actually, the effect is actually pretty horrifying because
Yeah.
this is not a fun thing for Gizmo to go through, and to think that this has happened before with him,
Right.
it looks super painful. Like giving
Yeah.
birth to multiple creatures out of your body.
Yeah. And he is kicking and screaming, I guess, as a
Yeah,
Mugwai would. Yeah. You,
that's
you feel bad for him.
and he
You know,
knows that it's not a good thing.
yeah, that's when you really start to, which is fun that you're getting the character of Gizmo as well, because you, as he starts to interact with these new Mugwai that have produced, you can see that he has, a lot of trepidation on his face. As these little creatures develop and start to grow, they're much more misbehaving, and now you can see he's the calmer one and the sweeter one with the
He's a
nicer
responsible one.
disposition. Yeah, he's
He's
the responsible
he knows
one.
that bad things will happen with the rest of them because it's interesting because each one has their own little personality, but they're all of them are mischievous in their own way. Except for Gizmo. Gizmo seems, like you said, the calmer one. He seems to be the more responsible one. He seems to be the one that knows it's not right to breed to multiply.
Yeah, he seems to know the rules.
Yes.
Um, so
Well, you definitely, because
unfortunately.
I think, like I said, he's experienced this before,
Hmm.
so he knows the consequences of getting wet, of yeah, his babies basically popping out and growing, and he knows what will happen. So then we get to, of course, his teacher. His teacher, basically is very interested in the Mogwai and how they reproduce and everything, and they do the very thing that Rand basically told them never to do: feed them after midnight. And the reason for that is then they kind of put themselves into these slimy sacks and sort of go through like a cocooning stage, like a butterfly. But what comes out afterwards is not as pretty as a butterfly.
No, but they're cool looking.
They are. They are. I
They're
have.
lizardy. Do you
They're
have
the
one?
No, there's the action figures that they put out. One of my friends who loves horror, he has them all. Um, but they're so cool. They're such cool designs.
Cool. Yeah. I read that they had to secure these at Universal. It was at Universal, right? Yeah, because the town is the same town as Back to the Future. It's the same town square at the beginning of the movie, which is kind of fun to see that. If people who love Back to the Future catch it right away, they're, oh, that's the clock tower. If they would just zoom up.
Yep.
Um, but I read that they had to basically put because they had so many in this movie, they had them under tight security and would check people's cars and make sure nobody was leaving the lot with them at the end of the day. Um, Partly, keeping the movie under wraps, right? But also just because they were so cool. Now, I try to be a very honest person, but I can't say that I wouldn't have tried to smuggle a gremlin.
Maybe at the end of production, yeah. If you would do it
Hmm.
in the middle of production, there's going to be people at least going. We count every single day, so it's
We've
like
counted the gremlin. We are down a gremlin.
I do love the designs, and in the sequel, they even have even cooler designs.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, they're like,
I personally like the Black Widow, not Black, but the Spider one, and
oh yeah, very cool.
yeah. But in here is they all have there's a character in here named Stripe, and
Hmm.
he's like the badass. He's like the one
The
with like the
ringleader.
yeah. He's an asshole, but
Yeah.
he's
You said it with you were going to say Mohawk, and I love that the leading bad guy had a Mohawk. This film is such a time capsule of the 80s because that's when the Mohawk was, if you were a badass BA Baracus, you were rocking a Mohawk. There's
well well B.A. Baracus.
3D
He's a good
glasses.
guy at least.
Yep, but still a badass.
Yeah, he's still badass. Well, and then you had like what is it? Like in the Mad Max films, if your character had a
Hmm.
mohawk, he was a badass, but he was also like a bad guy. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, Mohawks 80s. You 3D glasses 80s. You've got a Donkey Kong video game. It is just such a time capsule, this movie.
oh yeah, definitely. And then we go to a scene where Billy's mom, Lynn, discovers basically that like up in the attic upstairs, the eggs have hatched, or the sacks, they've all got out and everything. It looks like something out of Aliens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
very slimy, very green, very
Mhm.
gooey. Uh, and then they end up attacking her. And here's where we get to the badass part. We get um Frances Lee McCain's like um awesome scene where she becomes like Wonder Woman, like she becomes a
She's
warrior woman.
It's everything that you yell at the screen in a typical horror movie. She does. She grabs two knives. Not one, two. She's doing it all, man. She's
Because they're like
hacking people.
dinner table as a shield. She's like there's an orange blender, juice maker in the kitchen. She gets one of the gremlins in there, stuffs him in there, and then turns it on. All you see is feet in the end. It's like, yeah, that's brutal.
It's
Yeah,
great. It's so
she
great.
she's like going at these things and then like protecting herself until she's unable to protect herself from one of them that jumps out from behind her from the Christmas tree. Because they're
Hmm.
green, the Christmas tree is green. They kind of blend in.
Hmm.
Um, but she was working hard. Like
Oh
she
yeah.
was one of those people that just easily go down with like, oh no, there's some corn, and I just got stabbed in the back with corn. And somehow reasons we're going
Yeah.
all the way back to another review we did.
She's not going to, daintily trip running in the woods. This woman she's going to defend her house.
Oh yes, she's gonna defend her house. She's home,
Mhm.
and she's not gonna let uh, these small little creatures, take it over and destroy it. Uh, she does end up getting on the ground and almost get choked to death by one of them, and Billy gets home just in time to grab this sword off the wall that is mounted in a very precarious way, where like you just need one more piece to cover up the end, and that thing won't fall off the wall every time you open the door.
Right.
But it comes back into play. He grabs that loose sword and ends up, chopping off the gremlin's head. It came really close to nicking his mom. Like, the gremlin's on top of her in the back and choking her, and basically, if the mother hadn't, ducked her head in time, he would have hit her as well. So
He's got a good arm.
very calculated, swing.
Mhm.
And the gremlin's head just like flies right into the fireplace, and
Mhm.
still making sound as it's burning, which is very disturbing.
Yeah, it's so funny because we were talking about this and I was telling you how I saw it as a young kid on Christmas Eve, this movie in the movie theater when it came out. And this movie as a kid watching it, you love Gizmo.
Yeah.
And then you get extra Mogwai and you're like, oh, maybe I can get one. Yay, everybody gets one of these cute things. And so you've developed this affinity and then these things turn into awful little gremlin creatures. You still don't necessarily hate them yet, and you're starting to sense that they're okay, they're bad, they're evil, they got an agenda. But some of those scenes in that kitchen and then that fireplace scene, it I'm sure there's probably some door unlocked in therapy for kids of the 80s that saw this movie, because I was ready to, even with the Gremlins, I was ready to take one of these things home for sure.
Oh yeah.
You build up that emotion and then they're in the microwave, they're in the juicer.
They're exploding green stuff
Mm,
everywhere.
mhm.
Lovely. It's a kids movie. It's a Christmas
It's
movie.
kids. It is. It is.
Yes. So,
Family movie.
exactly. Um, so Billy takes Lynn to one of their neighbors who's a doctor because she was injured and scratched and needs care. And Billy goes and tracks down Stripe, who escaped from the house. Escaped all the way to the local YMCA. And if anybody's been to the YMCA, they have a pool.
Yeah. It's
And
an epic move.
yeah, big move by Stripe. Stripe jumps into the pool, and
He does a cannonball.
yeah, he does a cannonball. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He does
Uh,
not fall in. He does a cannonball.
well, the thing is, like, it's kind of interesting because Gizmo is such a sweet character, and he gets like these mischievous gremlins that come out of him.
Mhm.
So, if a mischievous gremlin, starts breeding, or the way they breed, um, what comes out of them? Something probably even worse.
Drunks.
Yeah, a bunch of drunks, a bunch of alcoholics who apparently like Disney movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Aw.
Hi ho, hi ho.
I hope. So good.
Um, yeah. So, of course, we know what happens next when you get these guys wet. They start multiplying, and chaos reigns across the neighborhood.
He's got a
And
legion now.
yeah, they got a legion. They got a whole bunch more are coming, and start attacking the neighbors, start attacking locals, and
Cops.
yeah, the cops. Santa Claus. Not really,
Yes,
but
Santa.
I felt bad for like he had a bunch of them attached to them, and the police are just standing there like, oh, we're just sitting in the car. Like, aren't you gonna do anything? You're just sitting in the car, just watching this happen.
Yeah.
And of course we get a funny scene where we get Mrs. Deagle. This is when she bites the bullet, but she originally she hates carol singers and stuff, and she, sorry, somebody who likes the holidays. He doesn't like the holidays.
Mm. No, she likes the holidays her way.
Yeah, we find
Very
out
get
that
off my lawn.
very fair off. I mean, when she's not in all her makeup and all her dress or whatever she wears, winter clothing and everything. She looks like a normal old lady, cat lady, basically. She loves her cats, and she has this large stairwell that has one of those electronic chairs that you go down when you're elderly, so they don't have to walk up the stairs. And that gets sabotaged by the gremlins,
Hmm.
and she jettisons up that thing super fast. And like I said earlier, I was talking about for spoilers that she go past the picture of her
Hmm.
of her dead husband, and just like that look in his eye as she's going past that thing's like, "Yep, yeah. Hopefully I
Bye.
bye. Hopefully I don't see where I am right now." But yeah, and then she gets like launched out that window. It's like, where does that thing go? It's only supposed to end like at the end of the top of the stairs. It's not gonna supposed to go
Mm.
around. And anyway, she flies out the window, and that's the end of her. Her legs are sticking up in the snow and stuff.
Yeah,
And
and again, watching this as a kid and maybe last night, I'm laughing, and I took a moment last night. I'm like, I shouldn't be laughing.
I mean,
Shouldn't.
for a character like her, I mean, I feel bad for Santa
Mm,
Claus, but like for her, I can go
yeah,
like, I'm not gonna pour something out for her. In the end,
yeah,
she's
no,
just
it's kind of brutal.
yeah.
But you know
hopefully,
what?
hopefully it was
Karma.
quick. Hopefully it was
Hmm.
quick when she hit the ground.
Right.
But yeah, there are actually a bunch of other. I think I read somewhere that there was a bunch of other people that died. That just they didn't show that on film. But these things are everywhere. They're injuring people. They're killing people. They're not nice creatures.
No.
They may be small, but once you get a bunch of them together, they're a menace.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
They're
so
like they're like children though, in that they're also completely, ridiculous too. They're loving every second of their mischief. But they're super playful in it, which I think is why so much of this movie, if these things weren't so playful, this movie might be scary, but it's not. It's fun.
yeah, definitely. And even Billy goes to the police station and tells them about it, and they're like, scoffing at it until they get these, emergency calls calling like, "These little green creatures are attacking me!" La la
Hmm.
la. And then they have to, leave, to see what's going on because they
Feels
didn't
a
believe
little
Billy
bit like
whatsoever.
no, it feels like Killer Clowns. It
Oh
our
yeah,
favorite officer, sheriff, and Killer Clowns. Like, yeah, sure,
exactly.
they'll
Um,
get theirs.
we'll get there. Just listen to our review. So Billy goes to rescue his, his hopefully his girlfriend because they're not
Love
official.
interest.
His
Yeah.
love interest,
Mm.
yes. Kate, who is working at the bar, and the Gremlins are there, and as you can see in the background, this is what's going on. They are causing
It's a
chaos, destroying the
nightmare.
place. One of them is on the fan, apparently spinning round and round and round. They're
Hmm.
destroying things, and she's trying to serve drinks at the same time, trying not to get hit by anything.
I love that she's serving them drinks.
Yeah, I like
That's
how she.
that's the best part.
I like how she's like
Paying
trying to
customers.
duck. They're throwing glasses at her and everything, and she's
Mm.
still doing her job. I'm like, you can get off now. You don't have to stay there. You're not being
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah, this is where you start to get some really fun, like you recognize Stripe and, obviously Gizmo, but this is where you start to get some fun character moments too from the Gremlins where they're all sort of, misbehaving. You've got smoking gremlins and
Yeah.
flashing gremlins. Just
Oh yeah.
bad actors.
Very bad. So he does manages to get her out of there. Shine light. He shines a bright light from his vehicle into the bar. It gives it enough time to get Kate out of there. And then they go from there to take refuge inside the bank where they work. And that's when we get a very interesting diatribe from Kate. Um,
Yeah.
I sent you that clip a little earlier
Uh-huh. That's
on over
another
Discord.
reason to hate Christmas.
Another reason to hate Christmas. And if you're a kid at this
Hmm.
time, and I wasn't even born yet, but if you're a kid at this time and still believed in Santa Claus, oh no.
Spoiler alert.
I wonder if parents are sitting there with their kids going, "Oh my goodness, I hate all the violence." Oh, and they just walk out there going, the kids crying, "There's no Santa."
Yeah, yeah. Now again, remember, I saw this movie on Christmas Eve when I was 5 years old.
Oh wow. It's
Yeah. Mm. So what did
It
I learn as a parent? I learned every single year that at this scene, that's when all of a sudden, hey kids, do you guys want cookies? Hey, oh, did you guys hear something? What was that? You mute you all of the numbers of ways that you distract your kids from watching this critical scene of the movie.
I just love how she like everything bad is happening around them, and they're taking refuge in the bank, and she just brings up this story about like why she's looking at a Christmas tree, like a tree that fell over, and she's like, this is why I don't like Christmas. It's like because Christmas was ruined for her when she was what, like 9 years old,
Hmm.
and her dad was supposed to come home and he didn't, and hours went by and he's still not home, and then they found out later that her dad was trying to be Santa Claus for them and dressed up as Santa
Which
Claus and brought gifts with him and tried to go down the chimney. You never do that. I've owned several chimneys throughout the years. They get narrower as they get
hmm
like closer to the middle. Even if you could fit in through the top, it gets narrower through the flute, and you're not going to be able to squeeze through that. Santa Claus is magic. Okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't, yeah. It's unfortunate
It's
for
a
little baby Kate.
he gets stuck in the chimney and breaks his neck
It dies.
going down the chimney. And so you would wonder, you'd be like, what's that smell? It smells like burning flesh.
Yeah, she said, we thought it was maybe a dead cat or a
Yeah,
raccoon. It was my dad.
it was your dad.
And that's when I found out.
Santa
So,
Claus is not real.
so when I was looking up fun facts for this movie, I read that Steven Spielberg actually wanted to cut that scene because he knew we're releasing this right around the holidays. This is billed as a family movie,
Yeah,
too dark, and the director fought to keep it in. And I think it's iconic, for people who love this movie, parent or not. It's just it's such an interesting scene. It gets panned if you're watching it, with all of your adult friends and not with your kids and trying to quickly, turn down the volume. It's just one of the funniest scenes, even though it's supposed to be really sad and dark because and in the midst of all of this craziness, you get this like monologue that's
yeah.
weird and sad.
It almost
Another,
repeat. It almost
go
repeats
ahead.
itself in the sequel, and then he just cuts her off. He's like, "Honey, let's go."
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I know where you're going with this. Like you have a dark childhood. I'm not gonna let you
Mm.
go on another diatribe like you did in the first movie.
Which is great, which is what actually makes the sequel so good because the sequel just it knows it's campy and it just, dials it up 10 times more. But yeah, Phoebe. Oh, Kate.
Oh yes, Phoebe Cates. Everyone's crush back in the '80s,
Hmm.
along with Molly
Hmm.
Ringwald. Like it was like Phoebe Cates.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, the
So
pool scene at Fast Times, man.
yes,
Moving
we
in stereo.
exactly. A lot of people went through puberty during that scene.
Hmm.
It's like, wait a minute, I'm too young to go through it. I don't know what's happening.
What is happening? And then our buddy, what is that? The actor that is Billy's friend and bank coworker
Oh
that
yeah, he was in
that
what was it? He was
because
in Beverly Hills Cop. What was his name?
well he is the
Judge
Fast
Reinhold.
Times
Judge Reinhold. Judge
yeah,
Reinhold.
yeah. So he's the one that's checking out Phoebe coming out of the pool in
Yeah.
Fast Times.
Yep.
So he still
He's
pining for
he's
her in
still
this movie.
pining for her. Then she walks in on him while he's in the bathroom,
Mhm.
and then that's where we get the infamous
Yeah.
scene where it's like, oh, it's like I'm not gonna say what he was doing, but let's just say he was thinking about her
Yep. Yep. In slow mo.
in slow mo. Oh, Judge Reinhold. That's actually an interesting name, Judge Reinhold, and he never became a
Mhm.
judge. So
No.
that's a waste. It'd be
Okay.
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, he's a great actor of the he was also was he in Caddyshack?
I don't know. I have to look that up. I know he was in Beverly Hills Cop series.
Yeah, he definitely was. I hope I don't have like the whole Caddyshack. It's
Let's
bad
see. He
enough to get
he
the
was
Star
in
Wars and Star Trek people mad at you. Don't
He
get
was
the
in
Caddyshack people now.
Stripes. He was, of course, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Ruthless People, the Santa Claus. I don't see Caddyshack in
No, never mind. Disregard.
here. That's okay. But no, no, he's the character in here that was the one that was like, I'm vice president at 23, and by
Yeah,
30, I want to be a millionaire.
kind of a douchebag.
You're kind of a douchebag, but kind of somebody that's also trying to push Billy to, to do
Hmm.
more with his life than just be stuck in that, what he's doing. He's like, you're taking care of your whole family. You need to look at,
Yeah,
you need to look out for yourself. Eventually, you're an adult now.
yeah. Don't
Um,
bring your dog to work.
well, he's trying to give him like advice. Basically, he may be a douche, but he's trying to give him like
Hmm.
life advice about trying to be successful and trying not to, always try. Even though he loves to help his family, he's kind of keeping his family afloat.
Yeah,
So,
Dad.
Dad's not
Only
making as
if
much money trying to sell his wares. He goes to random people too. It's not like he goes to like these big business conglomerates to try to sell his stuff. He's just like talks to somebody like at an airport. Hey, it looks like you have a problem with your smoke ash. Here, I have this smokeless ash like tray thing that here's this invention. It's like, are you trying to sell one or like a bunch? Look, what are you doing? You're just going to random strangers and try to sell your wares?
he's the infomercial before there were infomercials. If
Yes.
only he would just write a hit song.
Only you just wait for QVC. Yeah, he could sell that stuff. For 1995, you can
Mm.
buy this. It may not
The
work, but
bathroom buddy.
the bathroom buddy, exactly. So okay, so we get into like some crazy hijinks with the Gremlins. Like we get the theater scene with their watch. I guess the Gremlins are messing with the movie projector, and they bring up Snow White, old like
Classic.
classic Disney. In fact, I think that was one of their first major
Hmm.
animated films they
Yeah.
came out with, and the whole scene of hi ho, the seven dwarfs, and the Gremlins are enjoying it. They love Disney films, and that's a
Hmm.
good way to distract them. Just put on Disney films.
Singing
Yeah,
along.
sing along. Put Frozen, put Encanto on. Just do something if they ever like try to destroy your hometown, and then expose them to sun.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually, we have strong UV lights now that would just like obliterate them. Just
yeah.
put it at
That's
the end of a
exactly how you
gun
would
and
keep them
just
out.
like just fry them.
Hmm. Oh, you made me just think of Mars Attacks.
Oh yeah. When I'm calling you. Yeah. That's actually a movie that'd be interesting to actually talk about. I would
I
consider that
love that
sci-fi,
movie.
but there's a little bit of horror in there, considering how
It's
many
such a
people get
fun film.
killed in that film.
Hmm. Yeah,
Dude,
cameos galore.
cameos galore, deaths galore. You didn't think certain characters would die, they died. Um, but yeah, so we get that interesting scene where they're in the theater and um they end up setting off I guess a natural gas explosion, killing them all except for Stripe.
Always.
Yes, Stripe somehow always seems to get out just in time. And he goes to the Montgomery Ward store. Remember Montgomery Ward? Yeah, that was a thing at one point. So was
I
Sears.
didn't
Sears
have
was a thing
those.
back in the day
Yeah.
too.
Oh, Sears 100%. I
Yeah,
didn't have Montgomery wards. I don't know how far. Well, I mean, you grew up out here. Were they out in the Phoenix area?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we had
It,
Sears up north.
and we had the Sears connected to the one that my parents went to. It's a Metro Center. Rest in peace, Metro Center. But that was like one of the major stores that was at Metro Center that you would almost see immediately when you went in the parking lot. It was hard to miss
Interesting.
that, and at the
Yeah.
other end was J.C. Penney,
Hmm.
which they don't exist. Neither of them exist, and actually, a lot of that building doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, so the Stripes in the store. He attempts to jump into the fountain, but Gizmo is there. Uh, Gizmo has
Hero.
been Gizmo has been messed up by by his buddies, his gremlins, his children, basically. His children don't.
Yeah.
They don't like their father very much. In both films, in both the first and second film, Gizmo gets messed up badly. He has bandages. He's been well. I mean, the first time the bandages is more of like it was because of Billy. Billy didn't understand the whole light thing. But
Yeah.
he just gets messed up by he gets stuffed in places and trapped. They don't want Gizmo to get out. They
Right.
want him to be trapped wherever he needs to be, because Gizmo knows how to
Well, follows the
defeat.
rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows how to defeat them.
Mhm.
And he opens up a nearby skylight, exposing them to sunlight because it's now closer to daytime,
Yeah.
and because it's been all night. All night, the town's been like attacked. People are running all
Mhm.
across the street. There's just chaos everywhere, and the skylight opens up, and Stripe gets hit by sunlight, and it kills him. And so then we
Yeah, and
get
it's gross.
oh yeah,
It's
it's
real gross.
gross. Oh yeah, the way they do it too. It's just like that the skeleton as he's melting. It's like that's why I imagine what it would look like if they had like an R-rated version of Wicked, of how the or
Oh
even
yeah.
of the Wicked Witch of the West,
Mhm.
how she would die, not just like I'm melting from my legs and just slowly going down. It's more like
Steam.
my
Yeah.
skin is melting off my body and just my skeleton is like reaching out. And that's what it looks like. Like for kids at that time, this is like a family movie. And I know
Oh yeah. Oh
Joe
yeah.
Dante is not exactly a family friendly director. But he really like made that visceral for kids at that time,
Yeah.
even for some adults at that time to see it image like that.
Every year, so it's funny because it's just such an unlocker for my early holiday years, but growing up, so my family's all from the South, and we pick the chicken, pick the turkey. So some of you may know this term. If you don't, it means after the turkey or the chicken is done, everybody's ate, you pick every piece of meat off that carcass, because then you're
Hmm.
going to use the carcass to make
Yep,
soup and all this.
me
So
too.
I still do it to this day. Thanksgiving was just a couple of week ago. Oh my gosh, week and a day ago. Um, I still do it, and every time I do it since I've seen this movie, that's all I can think about when I look at that carcass. This looks like
Yes,
a gremlin. This looks like Stripe at the end of the movie. It is just a
a
carcass, a
skeleton. It's just a
melting,
skeleton.
gross. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I do that. Actually, I did that with rotisserie chicken the other
Oh
day,
yeah.
and I
Mhm.
made uh this really good homemade chicken noodle soup with my pressure cooker.
There you go.
With vegetables, celery, carrots, red onions, sweet onions, seasoning. Anyway, and it actually was real, and with noodles and stuff, and just took the rotisserie chicken and stripped it all the way down to the
Yeah.
bone. It's
I always
really
say,
good.
raise your hand if you grew up poor.
I would say
That's
it's
what I
poor.
always
That
say
that
when I
actually,
do it.
I would say that is, in my opinion, it's better than Campbell's soup. Like
Oh,
can't, yeah.
100%. Yeah, exactly.
So when it's homemade and if you know how to cook correctly and if you have a pressure
Mhm.
cooker, that also helps.
Yeah. This is also a cooking podcast. Follow us for more
Exactly.
recipes.
I will actually want to make a cooking vlog eventually.
That would
But
be
that'll be
awesome.
future. I love to cook. So yeah, we get Billy goes back home with Gizmo after this whole ordeal. They're on the news. They're talking about little green men, and like the whole town is like burning and stuff.
Mhm.
And out of nowhere, Mr. Wing, like a
Yeah.
ninja,
Mhm.
just like shows up in the house
Yeah.
and is basically he wants Gizmo back.
Give
And
me back my Mogwai.
yes, and Billy's father Rand knows exactly like who he is. He's like, Billy, this is the man I bought the from. Like, no, you didn't buy him from me. You bought him from my grandson, and I told him not to sell it to you.
Mm.
Which is interesting because like I don't think that that Billy's father gave him his address.
Yeah. He
So
tracked him down.
for him to track him down would mean that he would have to go through like a lot of research, and they didn't have computers at the time that gave you all that information. That wasn't
That's the
available to the
yellow
public.
pages.
Yeah, so the Yellow Pages and the track. Remember, he was in Chinatown. He was in a different state.
Mhm.
He was
Mhm.
either in like New York. What I'm guessing is probably on the East Coast. Or there's like two different Chinatowns. I think there's like one in.
I I feel like he opened up some mystic cauldron and looked in and saw and he knew because he also walked.
He walked. It's like okay, so you didn't bring a car. You didn't ride a bike. You walked in the snow.
Hmm? He's
From
not
where?
messing
From
around.
where? Yeah, he's not messing around. He knows. He knows something's going on. Something bad's happening.
Well, that's
So
how he found out. He watched the
yes,
news.
he watched the news. It's like, oh no, I'm on my way to walk to this person's house, not knowing where he lives. Did he take a plane? We don't know.
Yeah.
He's mystic.
Kingston Falls is on fire. I'm
He's
there.
yeah. I'm Asian and I have all these abilities. So he basically scolds the family, basically saying they're not ready for a
Yeah.
Mogwai. But he looks at Billy and basically, says maybe one day you will be. Giving him sort of Billy some hope that maybe he'll
Yeah.
see Gizmo again in the sequel. Um,
Another memory unlocked, which is every parent that year whose kid was asking them for a puppy or a kitten or whatever, they gave them the perfect excuse to not get them one,
yes,
which it would be
exactly.
several more years before I was ready for my first pet.
Well, it's all about responsibility. I mean, are you going to be able to take
Hmm.
care of your pet? Do you understand your pet's needs? Do you understand not to feed them chocolate? Because it might kill them. This and this and this and this. And like the parent's not always going to be there to watch their pet. Am I going to be the one to take care of it, or are you going to be the one to
Yeah.
take care of it?
The mom
So
might be there, but she might not want to watch it.
she
You
might
might
not
have to
want to
take
watch
it to
it.
the bank.
I mean, she's not going to watch the dog, so she's not going to really watch Gizmo. Uh, but yeah, so Billy has to give up Gizmo, unfortunately, and Gizmo basically wants to say one last thing, and he's like, and it's like so like
Pretty
hard.
good.
Um, I like doing voices, so
Yes. I want that as my ringtone.
it's just so like, and it's like, oh, and your heart melts because at the time they
Hmm.
didn't know they were gonna have a sequel.
Yeah.
So there wasn't even an outlook for a sequel for this film. So just to see that, I had to go by, and as Mr. Wing and Gizmo are walking down the street in the snow, he's talking back to him back and forth, um, realizing that he's learned English.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no. Also watching way too much television.
Yep. Yeah, that's it too. Watching television.
But yeah,
Hmm.
basically how it ends, and it ends with sort of a very Christmassy vibe. After the whole town has experienced this whole thing, we didn't even get into the point of the movie where what was it? Their neighbor,
Oh
Dick
yeah.
Miller. Yeah, his tractor gets basically hot wired and runs right into their house, and he and his wife get their house almost practically destroyed, and then gets chased by it.
Yeah. It's got
But
gremlins on the TV antennas.
a lot of PTSD for Dick Miller's
Mm,
character in here. He'll
yeah.
experience it in the sequel as well. Batman.
Yep.
There's a scene in the sequel where one of the gremlins gets turned into a bat and literally flies through the wall, and as a joke, the hole is Batman. Like
Yeah. It's amazing. It is.
it is ridiculous. I mean,
It's a great sequel.
it has Hulk Hogan in it. Come on.
Hmm.
There's a
Yeah.
scene in there
Yeah.
that has Hulk Hogan, and rest in peace as well. There's just so many scenes in there. Like I got to actually at Mad Monster, was it a couple Mad Monsters ago, talk to, what was it, John Glover, who
Oh,
plays
cool.
basically the CEO in the sequel, and just talked a little bit about that role because I was mainly just talking to him about Smallville.
Hmm.
And there was not. It was at the end of the con. There weren't that many people in line, and people were just randomly talking with him. I brought that up with him and said, "I loved your role in there. It was funny. This is like this person that like wasn't oblivious, but he looked at everything as an opportunity."
Hmm. Hmm.
He was always that sales guy. He was kind of like, I can make this into something, even though there's, my building's under attack.
Hmm. Well, what actually, I mean, no disrespect for the actor, but it could have been a fun play if they would have got Judge to be the CEO.
Yes, that would actually have been
All
interesting to
grown
bring
up.
back. We Judge Reinhold never returns from here. So
Yeah.
before we end this review, what are your final thoughts for this
Oh,
film, and uh, what rating would you give this? What are your favorite
yeah.
parts in here and everything?
It's such a nostalgic movie for me for so many reasons. This was the kickoff every year, go out to dinner, go see a movie on Christmas Eve, come home, and that's when my family as a kid would open up all of our presents. So this movie, it's like I said, a time capsule for me. All of the great little notions of the 80s that are unlocked when you watch this, and you pick up more and more each time. Even just talking with you tonight, I'm excited to go and watch it again and see some of those additional things that I haven't caught in the movie. um, it's hokey. It's done really well though, and it embraces that, which I think everybody's picking up now if you listen to any of these reviews, that I really like the fun movies as long as they're done well. It's got so many great effects. It really toes the line for being a family horror movie, a holiday movie. It kind of crosses all of these different um, little subgenres, and it's just such a fun movie. And it was such a pop culture phenomenon back in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
I love it, honestly. My favorite part of the entire movie, I don't it was never the Phoebe Cates scene that we talked about, the another reason to hate Christmas, just because that was it was a lot of work for me, frankly, for the last, however many years. But my favorite part of this movie, honestly, is there's two scenes and they're similar. One is the final scene of the movie where Mr. Wing is walking with Gizmo down the snowy road, and the town's quiet now, but it's just such a cool looking scene.
Looks like
The
a
other one
painting.
is it does. It's kind of magical in that way. There's a couple of other movies in the 80s. I mentioned Big Trouble in Little China that have kind of these weird mythical kind of moments in them that for some reason I just really love. Um, and also the scene, similarly, when the horde of gremlins are all walking down the snowy nighttime road, because the way that they're moving is really kind of fun and jerky, and the way that some of those classic stop motion animation, claymation kind of movies were back then. I give this movie a 9, and probably 2.5 to 3 points of that is strictly nostalgia for myself, because it's just a movie I've seen so many times that I love so much, and I've watched with my family, and I'm sure my family will watch it with their family. Um, but it's a great story. It's got a lot of little tie-ins. Gremlins being, something that a lot of people say are, when a computer in the 80s would go bonkers, the thing must have gremlins before this movie came out. Um, with the tie-in with our inventor, the notion of being responsible. There's just a lot of really fun little mini family storylines in here too. So this is the most wholesome horror movie for me. But yeah, I give it a 9. I love this movie truly.
Oh yeah, definitely. It is one of those Christmas films that you have to really watch every holiday season, not just for the nostalgia, but for the fun of it. Because it is a fun Christmas film, especially if you're into the genre that we like, is horror and scary stuff. It's not overly scary. You can watch it with the family. Just
Hmm.
don't watch it with the young kids who still believe in Santa Claus.
Yeah, or get crafty.
They get very crafty, just like you did, and like
Hmm.
shoot them away or do like distract them. Like, hey, look,
Hmm.
keys. Why are you jingling the
Yeah.
keys for like 5 minutes? There's a reason. I'm not telling you until
Mm.
you're older. um, one of the things actually in here that I actually didn't talk about is that there are a bunch of cameos from the crew members and guests in the film. I'm reading this directly off of Wikipedia. Steven Spielberg
Hmm.
made a cameo as a man riding a recumbent bicycle in the film. Jim
Oh,
McCrell
cool.
plays Lou Landers. Composer Jerry Goldsmith plays a man in a phone booth. Uh,
Okay.
Kenneth Tobey plays a smoking gas station attendant. William Schallert plays Father Bartlett, and let's see, animator Chuck Jones plays Mr. Jones, Billy's drawing mentor.
Chuck Jones of
Yes,
Tom and Jerry fame?
of
Is it?
Looney Tunes, which
Oh
later
my
on for the
gosh.
sequel he would make all the the funny Looney Tunes centric segments for the
Hmm.
sequel. But yeah, it's just a fun little like throw in before
Yeah,
we
that's
finish the
cool.
review. I really love this film. It's one of those films that you go back and like, oh, Gizmo's so cute and adorable, and but he's like he knows bad things will happen to him if people aren't responsible with him, and he tries to stay safe. He tries to keep himself away, and like I said, I think I said it close to the beginning. It could have been that other review part that we lost a little while ago,
We
where
got
we talked,
Gremlins.
yeah, where we talked about like we don't know where the full origins of Mogwai. He could be 100 years old. He could be 1,000 years old. We don't know. He's not supposed to eat after midnight, and he doesn't drink water, so he could be almost immortal. We do know he gets injured. So definitely a Christmas classic. If you haven't seen it, pick it up. This is the special edition DVD. Well, if you can see it with the camera, it disappears.
Yeah. No, you can, well, yeah.
But yeah, it's it's a classic film, and I definitely rewatch it every year myself whenever it's on television. So I'll give this around 9 out of 10 as well. I was going to give it a perfect score, but I gave my perfect score away last week, and I don't want to look too biased
Yeah.
about films out
I know.
there where I'll
It's
be like, I'm
hard.
gonna give all the films I love at 10 out of 10. But this is almost a perfect like holiday classic horror film,
Yeah.
and if you haven't seen it, we just spoiled the whole movie for you.
Come on, though.
It's
If you
not even
haven't
a
seen it,
short spoiler.
watch it
It's like an
anyway.
hour long spoiler. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely check out Gremlins. I love how it says Steven Spielberg presents, but it's more of a Joe Dante's film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
It's available on Max, Netflix.
yes, as we said earlier, Netflix just purchased Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has HBO. Actually, Warner Brothers slash Discovery. So that
Wow.
it's insane. But
Hmm.
uh, yeah, Netflix, I guess, will probably have Gremlins on eventually on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to see personally. We haven't even talked about the sequel yet, and I would love to see a sequel, like a modern day sequel,
Yeah.
um, of what's happening now. Where's Billy and where's Kate, and what's happened. What's going on, and Howie Mandel's still alive, so he can still do the
Yeah.
voices of
That would actually be
Gizmo.
really fun. That would be
Yeah,
really fun because this is the type of movie you could do that with.
and with
I
the
wouldn't go as quirky as the original sequel to it, but kind of make it scary but present. That would be great. That's a great idea.
I would love them to still have some comedy, but also do something a little darker. Because with the sequel,
Hmm.
they went
Yes,
more for the comedy. They went
it's
more
all
for
comedy.
like singing Frank Sinatra's New York to a
Right.
gremlin that turns into a female and goes after one of the or one of the guys in the office at the very end, and he just gives in to it. So it's like
Hmm.
okay. But yeah, yeah, definitely a classic. Definitely one of those films that is right up there with some of my favorite horror films.
Yeah.
And it's that for the family, so it's you can watch it and not be too grossed out, and show the at least teenagers, hopefully
Hmm.
teenagers, because I think there's a lot of young people that were not teens, like preteens or even younger, that saw this film and probably were forever, like scarred, not by the Santa
Hmm.
Claus thing, but by some of the scenes in here. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I do know some my friends' kids are allowed to watch R-rated films, and they're like, oh, yeah, I was one of the very few people, in my group, in my circle of friends when I was younger, that I was allowed to watch that type of film,
Yeah.
all the way up to
Yeah.
R-rated. But yeah, check it out. It's available on HBO Max. It's also available on Amazon Prime to purchase. You can go online at Amazon, find it on DVD, Blu-ray. There's cleaned up versions of this all over the place. But yeah, check it out, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching our review of Gremlins with my co-host LC.
Thank you.
And check me out on all my socials, all Nerd Corner, on X, Instagram, Facebook, and beyond. And eventually you will have some socials so we can throw out. Eventually.
You will stop picking on me about it.
No. They want to know more about you. All right.
Fair enough.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a very Merry Christmas. And next week we will be talking a little Krampus, possibly?
Ooh, yeah, let's do that. What is the night of the Krampus? Is it the 8th? I think it's coming up in just a few days.
Yes. So we'll be going for Krampus, and I do want to do another Christmas film, but I'll do that off. I'll talk to you off, camera. All right, everyone. Remember to enjoy.
Wait.
Okay.
Night of the Krampus is tonight.
It is, really?
Lock your kids up. December 5th.
Get that burlap sack ready. All right. Thank you for watching, and remember to enjoy your chimichanga.